Hey guys, you're about to watch the video for the syllabus. This is basically the fundamental movements required to go from white belt to blue belt, or at least to be eligible to grade for the blue belt. So some philosophies of mine on the belts. So usually for me, things I'm looking for as a coach from white to blue is predominantly your defensive ability and your ability to escape and move, more or less. So escape bad positions and move through other positions. So Jiu-Jitsu becomes a lot more fun when you can defend a choke, defend an arm lock, and get to a better position and improve your situation, more or less. The blue belt for me, the blue belt would be more about setups and counters. So setups being your classic 1-2s. So being able to go from a triangle to an armbar, for example, a basic sweep to a cross collar choke. And then also counters. So not just defending things, but turning your defense into an offense. So when you're defending, you can move through defending an arm lock and then switching it to a Kimura, for example. So turning yourself from being in a bad position now to being in an offensive position and attacking your opponent. The purple belt, traditionally referred to as the fighter's belt, is where the bulk of your competition should be done. So at the purple belt, you should really be focused on chaining techniques. So chaining things together. So triangle and plata armbar would be an example. Keeping your opponent on defense and attacking with multiple sort of threads. Also, purple belt is typically where guys start to play a lot of open guard, and it's more about high-tech setups, and a lot more sweeps tend to take place at the purple belt level. Also in competition, the taps mean a lot more. So purple, brown, black, the level required to get a submission is going to be much harder than blue and white, just because the person's probably going to have a much better understanding of the fundamentals of Jiu-Jitsu. So you're not going to catch them with those easy 1-2 setups. It's a generalization, but generally the purple belt's going to be much harder to catch because of their defensive ability and their ability to attack you back as well. So a big focus on competitive ability usually takes place around the purple belt level. Brown belt is like a master of your own game. So brown belt would be like having your own game to a really high standard where your A moves are really high percentage, but also being a master of the fundamental movements. You should really understand how things work and have a mechanical understanding of each sweep and how the levers work and how each part works. You should be able to coach someone these things at this point. You should be able to masterfully coach somebody the fundamentals at the brown belt level, in my opinion. The black belt level is really, it changes from club to club, but usually the way I look at a black belt is someone who can, obviously you're a professor of Jiu-Jitsu by this stage, so you have to be able to coach many different body types and games and mindsets and things. But also you should be a master of your own game and master of many games. So you should have, 3 or 4 really good open guards that you're a master of. 2 or 3 really good passing options that you are a master of those sequences, and many submission setups that are extremely hard to defend for your opponent. And on top of that as well, you should be able to have a really good understanding and an excellent understanding of many different games, at least from a defensive standpoint by this stage. So today this video is going to focus fundamentally on the white to blue journey. So going from a white belt, a brand new white belt, 1, 2, 3, 4 tips, all the way to the blue belt rank. And the movements required in Mat Shark to achieve that rank, or at least be eligible to head out to our headquarters and be graded. So what I'm looking for is your ability to perform these movements in the gym, and then perform them under duress when when a partner's attacking you and putting pressure on you. You should be able to perform these movements. And then also, we also factor in your competitive ability. So if you're doing quite well in competition and you're pulling these things off, it's a good chance you understand them really well.
Oh, summer. It sounds good right now after what we just experienced, doesn't it? Grilling out, lawns being mowed, and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with summer.
I didn't believe a man existed who could not be stopped by it.
Is he a man or a monster?
Back to the animalistic. The monster that lies within each of us.
Looks like a word for wild animal.
Put on a wild show tonight.